I spent 6 months on that project. 6 months. Late nights, skipped lunches, working through weekends. I literally built the whole thing from scratch. The research, the data, the framework, the pitch deck, every single slide. He presented it as his own. In front of the VP, in front of the entire leadership team, with my name nowhere, and I mean nowhere, on it. So I went to HR, filed a complaint, showed him my timestamps, my emails, my original drafts, everything. HR did absolutely nothing. So I did something they're never gonna forget. Stick with me, 'cause by the end of this video, you're gonna understand exactly why I don't regret a single second of what I did. Okay, so, little background. I'm not gonna use my real name, but what you need to know is I was a mid-level product analyst at a tech company in Austin, Texas. I'd been there 4 years, good reviews, decent pay. Honestly, I loved that job. I genuinely believed that if you put in the work, you'd get recognized for it. I know, super naive of me, right? Now my manager, I'm gonna call him Derek, 'cause honestly that just feels like the right name for this guy. Derek was the kind of man who was always the loudest voice in any meeting, but somehow the quietest when it came to giving anyone else credit. You know the type. He'd only remember your name when he needed something from you. And ladies, if you've ever had a manager like that, you already know exactly where this is going. So, in January, leadership announces this big company initiative. They want to completely overhaul the customer retention strategy. The company had been losing subscribers for 2 straight quarters, and leadership was kind of freaking out about it. They needed answers, and they needed them fast. Derek pulls me aside, no email, no official assignment, nothing in writing, and goes, "Hey, I think you'd be really great at leading the research on this one." And I'm thinking, yes, finally, this is my moment. So I went completely all in. I'm talking customer surveys, competitor analysis, one-on-one interviews, full data modeling. I personally reached out to customers and got 47 responses. I built a churn prediction model using 3 years of company data. I designed a 5-phase re-engagement campaign with full projected ROI. Everything, top to bottom, all me. I worked on this every single day for 6 months. Evenings, weekends, lunch breaks. I was literally taking notes on my phone at the grocery store. By the time I was done, the final document was 84 pages long. 84 pages. I sent Derek the whole thing on a Thursday night, fully formatted, polished, ready to present. I told him I was so excited to walk leadership through it together. He shoots back 2 words, "Great work." The presentation was Monday morning. I wasn't even invited into the room. I found out from my coworker. She literally texted me in the middle of the meeting. Girl, Derek is in there right now presenting your entire project. Are you not supposed to be in there?" I walked down that hallway. Conference room door is shut, and I can hear his voice coming right through it, describing my churn model, my 5 phases, my projected numbers. Word for word, straight out of my document. When the meeting ends, I pull him aside. I'm holding it together, barely, and I ask him straight up, why wasn't I in that room? Why was he up there presenting my work without even mentioning my name? And he gives me this smile. Oh man, this smile. The kind of smile that men give when they already think they've won. And he goes, "I thought you'd be overwhelmed presenting to leadership. I was just trying to protect you. Protect me." That's actually what he said to my face. That strategy, my 84 pages, got approved that same day. Leadership absolutely loved it. Projected value was over $40,000 in retained revenue in the first year alone. Derek got a formal commendation. His name went in the company newsletter. And I got nothing. Not even a thank you. So I filed an HR complaint that same week. I attached everything. Every email, every draft with timestamps, my survey data, all 47 customer responses. There was no question this work was mine. HR sets up a meeting. I sit across from another woman. someone I'd never met before. She listens. She nods. She tells me she's gonna look into it. 3 weeks later, one paragraph email. Said they found no policy violation. Said managers routinely represent team outputs to leadership. Said no further action would be taken. I read that email 4 times. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was absolutely furious. There was a version of me that wanted to walk right into that office and completely lose it, but I didn't. I just sat there. And I made a decision. I wasn't gonna yell. I wasn't gonna quit. I wasn't gonna post about it and let him know he got to me. I was gonna be patient. I was gonna be strategic. And honestly, I was gonna be completely ruthless about it. Real quick before I tell you exactly what I did, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I post stories like this every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Workplace revenge, family drama, women who got completely overlooked and came back and won. You're not gonna want to miss what's coming next. And honestly, if you've ever had a man take credit for your work, or had HR completely let you down, drop a same in the comments right now. Because I have a feeling I'm not the only one, and I want you to know you are not alone in this. Okay, back to Derek. Step 1. I stopped going above and beyond for Derek. Specifically. Now I want to be really clear here. I did not slack off. I still showed up every day, still hit every deadline, still looked completely fine on paper. But all that extra effort, the initiative, the innovation, the stuff that was actually moving the needle, I stopped pointing any of it in his direction. That energy got redirected, very intentionally. Step 2. I started building relationships. On purpose. Like seriously, on purpose. I introduced myself to people across every team I could find. Product, engineering, customer success, finance. I started showing up to optional company meetings I'd completely ignored before. I volunteered for a cross-departmental task force on customer experience. And here's the thing. In every single meeting, every collaboration, I made absolutely sure my contributions were visible and documented. Follow-up emails after every session. Written ideas with timestamps. CCing multiple people on everything. Nobody was ever going to erase my name from my own work again. Not a chance. Step 3. I found the VP. So the VP of strategy, the executive who'd loved Derek's little presentation, her name was Lisa. I'd never actually spoken to her directly before, but through the task force, I was now working alongside her team regularly. So I reached out and asked if I could grab 15 minutes with her. Just a quick informational chat. She said yes. We're talking. The retention strategy comes up. The one that's now being rolled out across the whole company. And I mentioned super casually that I actually had some additional research from the original project that never made it into the final presentation. She's interested. She asks where it came from. And I just looked at her and said, "Oh, that was actually my project. I led all the research and built the entire framework. I'm really glad it's being put to use." There's this pause on her end. And then she goes, "I wasn't aware you led that work." And I just said, "Yeah, most people weren't." And I let that sit right there in the room. Step 4. I let the truth travel on its own. I did not go around bad-mouthing Derek. No memos, no gossip, no drama. I just kept doing exceptional, visible, fully documented work and let the people around me connect the dots themselves. Lisa introduced me to 2 other VPs. I got invited to present at a quarterly review. My name started appearing, legitimately this time, on company updates about the retention results. And meanwhile, Derek is starting to slip. Because without me quietly solving problems underneath him, his output starts falling apart. He misses a deadline. Handles a client escalation badly. That one lands directly on Lisa's radar. Step 5. The opening. 8 months after HR basically told me to deal with it, the company announces a brand new senior analyst position. It's going to head up a newly formed retention and growth team, reporting directly to Lisa's division. I applied. Lisa personally emails me within 24 hours to confirm she'd seen my application. I interviewed twice. Both times they asked about my experience with retention strategy and churn modeling. Both times, I had an 84-page document and a complete folder of time-stamped emails ready to go. I got the job. Senior Analyst, Retention and Growth. A $22,000 raise, and a reporting structure that placed me, organizationally, above Derek's entire team. His department now submitted their retention updates to my team for review. Let me say that one more time. Derek's whole department reported to my team. Derek never said a word about it. Not one. He just got quieter, more careful in meetings. That smile, the one he'd given me in the hallway that day, it stopped showing up entirely. A few months after that, he transferred to a different department. Last I heard, he's doing okay somewhere else. And genuinely, that's fine. I didn't need him to fall apart. I just needed the record to be corrected. And it was. So here's what I want you to actually take from this story. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. This isn't some motivational poster quote. This is something I lived. The most powerful thing you can do when someone takes from you is not to explode. It's to outlast them. When HR shut me down, I had two choices. I could blow up, make noise, get labeled as difficult, as emotional, as someone who can't handle workplace dynamics. Or I could get strategic, get visible, and put myself in a position where none of that noise was necessary anymore. I chose the second one. And what I built ended up being worth so much more than the $40,000 that project was valued at. I built a reputation that no one could ever take from me because it was built on real relationships, real results, and documented proof that existed long before anyone tried to erase my name. So if you are sitting in a situation right now, if someone has been taking credit for your work, if a system has failed you, if you've been told to just move on, please hear me on this. Stop reacting. Start documenting. Start building relationships above your manager. Start performing in rooms where the right people can actually see you. You are not powerless. You are not invisible. You are just playing the wrong game right now. Play a longer one. You will win. If this one hit close to home, if you've got your own story, your own Derek, I genuinely want to hear it. Drop it in the comments below. Even just 2 words. I read every single one, I promise you that. And if you're not subscribed yet, girl, what are you waiting for? I post a brand new story every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Workplace revenge, family betrayal, women who got written off and came all the way back. Hit that subscribe button so you're here when the next one drops. I'll get back to y'all with a new real story. Take care of yourselves.